So when a person believes that they're not lovable, does it make sense that they would try to escape those bad feelings that they would have believing that? And that's how and why some people become abusive. Could you get addicted to being abusive? Right? You take out that hatred towards yourself and call other people names, and you get angry at other people around you. But the anger is really about who, really? Me. So shortly after my father said those words, I was getting high all the time. I was the party guy. I somehow managed to make it to Humber College and study music. And then I didn't complete it because I was high so much I knew I was going to fail. So then I applied to go to York University before York University would get my transcripts. And then I got into York University. And York University is located close to Jane and Finch, where I grew up. And it was the March break. You know, spring break, March break, just take a couple weeks off, you know. And I was really bored. I'm all by myself, and I got nothing to do, no school to go to, and other people have gone on vacations. I don't know what to do. So I do what the only thing I know to do, which is try to get some weed. Just try to get high so I don't have to think. But I couldn't get any weed that day. Turned out there was have you ever heard that expression, the heat's on? The heat's on? So my drug dealer said, I'm sorry dude, I can't, nobody's selling anything, nobody's selling right now because the heat's on. There was a bust and everybody's worried that they could get caught next. He says, but you know what, you're such a great guy and I really like you. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to smoke one of my personals with it. I'm going to smoke one of my personal joints with you. And because I like you so much, his name was Clarence. He died of a drug overdose later on, I found out. He said, I'm going to put some of this white stuff in the joint. What's that white stuff called? Cocaine. Now, I know that cocaine's not a good idea. But do you think I'm going to tell somebody who's giving me free drugs to not give it, how to do it? And I say that because, it was unbelievable what happened. I smoked that joint. Oh. I thought I heard something. Did you guys know that tune by Katy Perry, Wide Awake? I love that song. That's my favorite song. I thought I just heard it playing on my phone. Where was I? Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I've got ADHD and I love it. So what happened is, I smoked this joint, and it was like the best high I'd ever had. And I'm not selling drugs, so just listen to the rest of the story. It was like, woo, wow. Wow, man. This is good stuff. And all of a sudden, I loved him. And all of a sudden, I loved the world. And all of a sudden, I just felt everybody should have cocaine. I didn't become a drug dealer, and I'm not saying this like, I don't exaggerate to try to make a point. And if I do, I'll notice it and apologize and say, sorry, I think I exaggerated there. That's literally, it felt like it was like such a utopia feeling that I just felt, oh my God, I owe it to the rest of the world. I gotta tell everybody about this drug. But then what happened is 5 minutes after taking it, feeling the best I'd ever felt, how did I feel when it wore off? Which is, well, actually, let's give it 20 minutes. 20 minutes. 20 minutes later when it wore off, how did I feel? The same as before I did the drug or worse? That's how addictions work. So if it gives you a really great high, when you come off it, the low is how low? Just as low. It was horrendous. I need more, I need more. And then I was doing crack cocaine, like this good student in university. I was doing crack cocaine every day for the March break. And I ended up getting arrested by a SWAT team in a crack house. I spent all the money the government gave me to go to university. Like, I got a scholarship. I was given money to go to university, and back then, they used to give you the whole year in advance. Now they don't do that. I think because people like me just blow it. Some people might blow it. And then that was it. It was like the worst, the most horrendous. And then my whole life afterwards was just constantly about fighting one addiction, trying to get off one addiction, sometimes getting off the crack cocaine. And I could stop sometimes, but the way I would be able to stop is I'd have to replace the addiction with another addiction. Like maybe I'll just drink a lot.